Head over to database.new to create a new Supabase project. You may need to authenticate with GitHub if this is your first time using Supabase. I'm going to name my project Chatter and click this button to generate a secure password. Make sure you click to copy this password to somewhere secure, as this is the database password for your Postgres instance and the only time you'll see it. For region, I'm going to select Oceania, Sydney, as that is the closest region to me, and then click Create New Project. Now this will take a little bit of time to set up our new Supabase project. And now that we're up and running, I'm going to come across to the table editor and click New Table. Now the name for our table is going to be Messages. We're going to leave row level security enabled and also leave real time disabled. For our columns, we want to change the data type of our ID to be UUID. And then click these three little dots for the default value and say we want to call this function to generate a new version 4 UUID anytime we create a new row on this table. Now, since created@'s default value is now, which will give us back a timestamp for the moment when we're creating this new row, it doesn't really make sense for this row to ever be null. So if we click this little cog, we can see some more options for our column, and we can untick is nullable, as this will always have a value. And now we want to add a new column, and the name of this column is going to be content. So this will be the actual content that the user types in for each message. Therefore, we want the type of this to be text. We don't want this to have a default value, but we also probably don't want this to be nullable, as it doesn't really make sense for there to be a message with no content. So untick is nullable, and now when we click save, this will create that table along with those different columns. We can now insert some test data by clicking insert row and typing in the content for our first message, and click Save to insert this new row into our database, which we can see there. Let's insert a second message and click Save. So now we have a new Supabase project with a table for our messages and 2 rows of example data.